midterms 'no, discuss na lang adaan ang module 4. Di magani siya laba pero medyo ano lang siya, medyo heavy lang gawa ang topic. Okay? So let's start. So here are the 3 cutting-edge techniques in molecular biology that we are going to discuss for today. These cutting-edge techniques, guys, are not just being used in molecular biology, but they are also used in clinical chemistry, microbiology, no, hematology, and other parts pagid sa laboratory or immunosero, pwede ba ni siya magamit. So starting off with PCR. Okay, PCR stands for polymerase chain reaction. So PCR is a technique for detecting, quantifying, and amplifying nucleic acids. Okay? So basically, si PCR, it is used to make many copies of DNA. So do ano siya daw, photocopier. Kay may ara kita dira template DNA nga gamiton later on and then padamuon niya. So for example, sa isa ka cycle, may duha ka copies ng DNA nga ma-produce. Okay? So we have their DNA polymerase and PCR. Ang tandaan ta guys, usually if ang mga word nag-end sa ACE, that is an enzyme. Okay? So let's say for example, DNA polymerase. So si DNA polymerase ngani, this is an enzyme that is used to synthesize complementary strands of DNA. So discuss na karon further no sa methods or procedure paano ginaubra si PCR. So nga importante nga kinahanglan sa PCR. It's important because DNA samples, example sa blood or saliva nga ginapong process naton, is often they have little DNA. No, little lang ang DNA nga ara dira. So that's why we wanted to make nga magdamo pagid siya kay para mas ma-analyze ta pagid siya. Okay? So that's why importante si PCR. Also, please take note thermocycler. What is a thermocycler? Thermocycler is a machine used for PCR which automatically changes the temperature. So, hindi nyo pagkalimtan thermo. So, temperature. So nga importante naman si thermocycler because if there is no thermocycler sa PCR, PCR cannot work. Okay? Because temperature control is essential. So kung wala may makontrol sa temperature, the PCR will not work. So this is a diagram that shows how the PCR works. Okay? So starting here with the genomic DNA, bali mo ning aton nga template DNA. Okay? 'Di ba? Ang aton nga DNA, that is a double-stranded DNA. So we have here the first strand, which is from 5' to 3', and then the second strand, 3' to 5'. Okay? So again, already sa babaw, this is our target sequence. Now, for step 1, we have what we call denaturation. Mga makagani, denaturation, it means we are using here high heat. So the temperature here that we usually use is approximately 95 degrees Celsius. So muna siya ka taas, no? Near boiling point na. So nga ang high heat kinanglan ang gamiton sa denaturation. High heat is needed for denaturation because it will enables the DNA to be separated. So from this one nga opdanay ang double-stranded, mano siya ma-separate. Okay? So basically, we unzip the DNA. Kaya kung di ta na sila guys pag unzip, no, hindi ta kaobra sa multiple copies. So dapat bulagon ta sila nga duha. Okay? So manang first step, denaturation. The second step is what we call annealing. Annealing is the opposite of denaturation because we are using here lower temperature, around 50 to 65 degrees Celsius. So, we cool the sample to allow the primers, okay, take note, primers, take note of the word primers, to form hydrogen bonds with the ends of the target sequence. Diba? As what we have discussed sa module 2, ang bonds nga nagka-connect sa duwa ka strands ng DNA naton would be the hydrogen bond. So, instead of 2 DNAs no, ang original, sudlan naton dapat sa primers. Okay? Si primer. So, si primer, basically, though, let's say, though ano siya, though ink siya nga mag-start, no, sa photocopy sa DNA. So, muna siya annealing, okay? So, i-cool down para mag-add kita sa primers. And the third step would be extension. So, this is the time nga ma-play na dira ang DNA polymerase. So, the enzyme DNA polymerase would add nucleotides to the third end or third prime end of each of the primers. So, nga ang nucleotides because isa na siya sa atin niya building blocks sa DNA. So, sa extension, dira na nag-start, build sa new copies of DNA. Okay? So again, the 3 steps would be denaturation, annealing, and extension. So ma-repeat na siya. So kung ma-repeat kita by cycle 2, guys, it will yield 4 molecules, cycle 3, 8 molecules, so on and so forth. So muna siya ang PCR. Next, here are the key components of PCR. The first one is the template DNA. As what I've mentioned kagina, the template DNA is the DNA you wanna copy. Amo ni siya ang original nga DNA. Amo ni siyang i-unzip naton, no? Ang bulagon naton nga duha ka pair. If wala kita template DNA, then there would nothing to amplify. Next, primers are like the starting point. The starting point for DNA copying. So we have 2 types here. We have the forward primer and the reverse primer. For the forward primer, it binds to one strand. Meanwhile, the reverse primer binds to the opposite strand. Binds to opposite strand. Next, again, DNA polymerase, basta naga-end sa suffix nga "ase", this is an enzyme. So, gin-mention tama ni kagina, di ba? This is an enzyme that builds new DNA. Okay? Next, we have DNTPs. DNTPs are the DNA building block. DNA building block. And DNTP stands for deoxynucleotide triphosphate. Okay? Next, we have the buffer and the magnesium. These two are needed for a proper working environment. Because the buffer would help maintain the pH and the salt concentration in the process. Okay? And then si magnesium naman, guys, needed ni siya for the DNA polymerase. And lastly, we have the thermocycler. Again, this controls the temperature. I-discuss naman na siya next slide. Controls temperature. So, muna yung mga key components ng PCR. Next, we have the thermocycler. Thermocycler is a machine, again, that would control the temperature. So take note of the different parts. We have the thermoblock with holes. Ano na yung purpose ng holes niya? That is where the PCR tube or the plates are placed. Okay, dira tayo butang sa sulod. So this is important because it will hold the tube securely. And then it ensures even heat transfer. Also, tandaan nyo man guys, this is where the actual PCR reaction happen. Okay? Actual PCR reaction happen. Ang RXN, gali, shortcut na siya for reaction. Next, we have the temperature cycling or the cycler. So what does it do is that it rises, no? Rises and lowers the temperature of the thermal block in a discrete and pre-programmed steps. Next, you have the hot bonnet or the heated lid. This one naman niya presses down the PCR tubes during the run. So, it ensures nga wala sang condensation. Okay? It prevents condensation. Kaya di ba ginahita siya? Ginahita ang aton nga sample. So, it prevents condensation of water inside the tube leads. Also, it would stop evaporation. Kaya syempre, may heat kita nga gina-add mo. Stop evaporation of the reaction mixture. And lastly, it maintains, okay? It maintains correct reagent concentration. Ano po gid ang shortcut? Ang shortcut gali nga RG and T, usually reagent na siya meaning. Na tandaan nyo lang ni guys kay gawa carried away kung wala magsulat ng mga shortcut ang ginabutang. Kung gamiton nyo man na mag third year, kamuha mo man ang mga shortcut nga pang gamiton nyo para dasig pa na magsulat kag mag-copy. Okay, next we have, okay, so muna to gali ang aton nga PCR. Okay, so again, it amplifies the DNA. Meanwhile, we have the fluorescent in situ hybridization. Now, ang iya nga shortcut ni usually it's called FISH. FISH. Okay? So, ari naman niya, this is a technique that would identify and enumerate specific microbial groups or specific DNA sequence. This time, wala na kitayaga, amplify, wala tayo napadamo. So, kung ano lang dira, kadamuon sa DNA sa sample ni patient, amo lang nang i-detect naton. Amo na iya si FISH. Okay? So, diin ginagamit si FISH. FISH is used for identifying specific microbial groups. We also enumerate or pwede man i-count naton ang mga microorganisms sa sample. Next, it also detects specific genes or chromosomal region. And then it diagnoses genetic abnormalities and identifies pathogens without culture. So si culture ni guys, culturing of microorganism, this is one way to know or to identify pathogen. This is usually done in microbiology, ang culture. I-discuss nyo man na siya mag-third year kamo culturing of media sample. So since may word kita nga fluorescent dere, meaning ang aton nga makita, no, ang aton nga end product would be fluorescent. So just like this one, naga-fluoresce siya. So muning aton nga i-expect. So kung ga-fluoresce siya, meaning there is the target DNA is present in the sample. So i-discuss na kung paano ginaubra si fish. Ma'am, memorize ni namon, yes. Okay, pati man to ang sa PCR ha, amat-amaton nyo naman siya memorize. Okay, so how does fish work? First one is we need to design a probe. Okay? A short DNA probe. Ano ni siya ang probe? When we talk about probe, everybody, this is called a complementary strand of the DNA. Meaning, amo ni siya ang partner sang imo nga template DNA. Let's say, for example, this would sa babaw nga ni, no, ang ATTCCGCGCTT, this is the template DNA. Amo ning original nga DNA. No? Ang halinan nga DNA. Dapat ma-design ka sang probe, no? Which is a complementary dito sa template DNA. So, ang partner ni A, di ba, si T. So, si T naman, partner ni A, TA, so on and so forth. So, basically, maubra ka sang partner nga DNA sa imo nga original template DNA. Okay? So, muna siya ang designing sang probe. Okay? So, pag nakaubra ka na complementary strand, syempre, kinanglan mo man mag-attach sang fluorescent. Kaya later on, amo na siya ang mahatag sang fluores, no? Ma-fluores ang aton nga sample. So, if may probe ka na, next, you prepare the sample. Paano natin gina-prepare ang sample? We fix the sample sa slides kag i-denature ang DNA. So again, if you want to denature the DNA, just add high heat. So pag nagbulag na siya, no, nagbulag na ang duha ka strand, that's the time we can proceed to step 3. Okay? Step 3 is hybridization. Please take note of the word hybridization kay gamiton tama na siya later on sa iba niya techniques, si hybridization. When we talk about hybridization, this is the addition of the fluorescent probe. Okay? So, ma-add ka na sa probe sa complementary strand dito sa matching target DNA. Take note ha, it should be a matching target DNA. Kaya kung hindi na sila mag-match, for example, ang probe mo sa laang iya nga sequence sa matching DNA, hindi mag-fluoresce na, hindi sila mag-attach sa isa kag isa. Okay? So after hybridization, then that's the time you use the microscope and then i-view mo na dira. So you can see there a glowing dots. And since we are using here a fluorescence, dapat ang aton yung microscope nga gamiton is a fluorescence microscope. Okay? So, what if bimam ang balon mo? What if wala may nag-fluorescence, bimam? Meaning, there is no target DNA. Kaya again, ma-fluoresce lang na siya if naka-attach siya sa iya nga target DNA. Okay? So, very easy lang, no, ang fish. So, again, design ka sa complementary strand, prepare mo ang sample, i-hybridize mo by the attachment of the probe, and then i-visualize. If wala gani target DNA, there will be no fluorescence. So, if damo fluorescence, it means there are more target cells or genes in the sample. If less fluorescence, fewer target cells or genes in the sample. Next, we have the blotting techniques. So blotting techniques are what scientists use to separate biomolecules such as the DNA, RNA, and proteins. So, maghamba ka gani blotting. The term blotting means the transfer of the biological sample. So, tandaan nyo ni guys sa kay gamiton, tani karon ang term nga blotting. The term blotting refers to the transfer of the biological sample from a gel pakadto sa membrane and their subsequent detection on the surface membrane. So, you have 3 types, northern, southern, and the western blot. And we will be discussing them further on the next slide. So, let's start with southern blot. Mga baka southern blot, it detects a specific DNA sequence. So, muna ang first nilang difference, no? Kung paano nila kung ano ang ginadetect nila gali. So, for the southern blot, it detects DNA sequence. So, in general, the general procedure for southern blot, we use their A restriction enzyme. This restriction enzyme are the ones that cut the DNA sample. Okay, so siya na motod sa DNA sample. And then, i-transfer na siya sa gel, makato sa surface ng membrane, and then the membrane is exposed to the DNA probe, and then i-visualize. So, muna ang procedure niya. So, muna siya ang pictures ng procedure, guys, ng southern blot. Again, it detects DNA. Okay, DNA iya, ha? So, muna, step 1, DNA digestion. So, utdon anay ang DNA, no? So, utdon anay ang DNA. Nga kinanglan utdon naton ang DNA. It's because smaller pieces are easier to separate and analyze. Okay? Again, we cut the DNA because smaller pieces are easier to analyze and faster. So, pag nautod na siya ang DNA gamit ang restriction enzyme, we now proceed to letter B, which is what we call the blotting. No, gani, ang bata sa definition ng blotting. Blotting is the transfer from gel to a membrane. So, ang DNA fragments, i-transfer na siya dito sa nitrocellulose filter. Okay? And then letter C, i-filter and exposed to radioactive probe. So, again, once nga nagamit ka sa probe, nag-attach ka sa probe, that is what we call hybridization. Just like in the PCR, no? Hybridization. A fish, yeah. Hybridization. So, nag-attach ka sa probe. Amo na ang step 3. So, once nga nag-attach ka na sa probe, no, it will hybridize with the homologous DNA fragments, but that is still not visible. So, para mas maging visible siya, the filter is exposed to a photographic film and is developed. So, sa X-ray film siya. So, after na siya nga ma-develop, you will now see different bands on the X-ray. Just like this one. Amo ni siya. Ang mga linya-linya nga ni, they are called A bands. Okay? Bands sa X-ray film. So, what does this tell us? Ang mga bands nga ari di sa babaw, guys, since this is, take note, ang sa babaw nga ni, starting point na siya. Panason ta lang kayo, medyo na ko. Okay, so, there is sa babaw, guys, this is the starting point. Mga baka starting point, dira tagin introduce ang aton nga sample. Dira tagin sulod ang aton nga sample. So, if ang sample naton is smaller, mas dasig siya nga kadto sa finish line. So, ang mga sample nga ari diri sa punta, they are the smallest or they are smaller DNA fragments. Those DNA fragments that are bigger or larger, mabili na sila diri sa babaw. Okay? Kay medyo bundol na sila maglakat, kay bugat sila. So again, ang sa babaw mo ng mga large DNA fragments, ang mga smaller, ari diri sa dalo. Mas dasig sila. So what does this tell us? Smaller fragments move faster, larger fragments move slower. Okay? Next, let's go to northern blot. So kagina si southern, it's DNA. This time, it's RNA sequence. Okay? So same lang na sila actually, guys. Ang difference lang gidya is a macromolecule nga gamit. Same man na sila gyapon procedure. So, halos same lang na sila gali procedure. So, pareha sina. Imbis nga DNA ang i-extract naton or ang i-splice naton, RNA. So, si RNA, this would be extracted from the sample. So, it can be tissue or blood nga gamiton. So, extract kwaon si total RNA. Then, i-separate siya using the gel electrophoresis. Okay? And then, i-transfer. Again, pag in-transfer siya sa gel to the membrane, it is called blotting. Blotting technique. After which, i-hybridize. Just like sa southern blot, gin-hybridize na siya using the probe. So take note that the probe used here has a radioactive or a chemical nga ginagamit. So if ang probe nakita niya na si target DNA, there would now be detection. So halos same lang sila, diba, sa procedure. So mali siya. RNA from the sample would be extracted and then makadto siya sa electrophoresis. So sa electrophoresis, again, they will move by sizes. The smaller ones would go further. The larger ones must stay lang sa aton nga starting point. Okay? After na ma-separate ang aton nga RNA, pakatuon ta na siya dayon sa membrane. So the separation or the transfer of RNA from gel to membrane is again, this is again termed as blotting. Okay? And after you blot the DNA, the RNA, i-hybridize na siya. Again, pag maghamba ka hybridization, that is the attachment of the probe sa template DNA or sa complementary DNA nato. And lastly, the last step would be visualization of RNA. So same lang siya gyapon. Na makita mo may different bands. Same principle. Smaller bands move faster, larger bands move slower. Okay? And lastly, we have the Western blot technique. Magamba ka naman Western blot, it detects a specific protein. So this time, instead of RNA extraction, you will do protein extraction. Next, i-add mo siya sa gel electrophoresis. So again, ma-separate naman na siya based on the size. And then, transfer to a membrane. So if i-transfer ta na siya sa membrane, it's again known as blotting. Okay? Now, instead of hybridization, ang ubrahon taya sa may Western blot is we will do antibody binding. Take note, guys, antibody is a type of protein. Okay? So antibody binding. That primary antibody will be bound or it will bind to the protein in the sample. Okay? Pag nag-bind na siya, if nag-match na sila, kay daw lock and key na sila nga duwa, guys eh. If hindi mag-fit ang antibody nga present sa aton nga reagent, hindi man na siya mag-bind dito sa aton nga sample. So if nag-bind man sila nga duha, you can now detect it using a visible band as well. Okay? So this is what it would look like. So sa Western blot technique, ari kita, may antigen kita sa sample. So antigen is a type of protein as well, just like the antibody. So antigen is a type of protein. So amo na siya atong yung sample ha, antigen sample. So i-separate ta siya using the electrophoresis and then i-transfer ta siya sa nitrocellulose sheet blot. And after that, ma-attach ang labeled antibody. Okay? And then i-develop to siya in fix sa autograph and you can still see there a different bands of antigen afterward. So in general, in summary rather, the types of probe, i-review ta lang ha. For DNA, ginagamit na siya sa southern that is used for the complementary to the target gene. RNA probe for northern that is also complementary to the target sequence. And then the protein probes that is now for the western. So instead of complementary, that is an antibody that binds to the target protein. So para hindi ta makalimutan, tandaan ang mnemonics nga snowdrop. Ano si snowdrop? S is for southern, that is used to detect DNA. So muna siya ang D sa drop. Okay? Next, N is for northern. R and A naman ang iya gina-detect. And then ang duha ka O sa snow kag sa drop, ano lang na siya guys, daw abubot ta lang siya para nga makaobra ta mnemonics. And then W is for western blot. It means P naman, no? Protein naman ang gina-detect niya. Okay? So tandaan, snowdrop. In case nga makalipat ka mo bala, no? So these are the three blotting techniques. Sorry, ano man lang ni siya, summaries ang gin-discuss na kagina. This one as well, no? Summary man na gyapon sa gin-discuss na kagina. Now, let's go to the examples of equipment used in molecular biology. Okay, so this equipment, guys, this is not just used in molecular biology. Pwede man siya gyapon makitaan sa other parts ng lab such as clinical chemistry, microbiology, or even immunology and serology. Okay? So starting off with spectrophotometer. Spectrophotometer is an analytical instrument used to quantitatively measure the transmission or reflection of the following: visible light, UV light, and infrared light. Now, take note of the word quantitative measure or quantitative. When we say quanti, it means there are or there is number. So, ang result tadi guys, there is number. So, mabutang na siya na be 80, 40, no? So, there is number. Hindi nga mamalang siya moderate, severe, no? Hindi siya wordings, number. May numerical value kita diri nga makuha. So, how does spectrophotometer works? Think of spectrophotometer as a sunglasses. The darker the lenses, the less light will pass through. So, for spectrophotometer, we are using here a light source. Literally, may suga gid kita dira, guys. And then, sa tunga, ibutang ta na dira ang sample naton. And then, pagpasigas ang suga, depende na kung ano kadamo lang sample. No? So, kung damo lang sample naton, just like example, be chocolate milk ang gamiton ta, di ba? Medyo dark na gina. Pag pasigahan ta na suga ang chocolate milk, di ba? Wala may malapos nga suga sa other side. Meaning, there is more light absorbed, less light ang ma-pass through or ma-transmit. Okay? Meanwhile, in comparison, if you are going to use water, light will pass easily. So, more light ang ma-pass through. Okay? So, magwa na siya dayon sa detector naton and then ara. As you can see, ang result niya naka-numerical, 0.8. Hindi na siya mabutang ang moderate lang ni kadamuon niya, no? Or less lang ni. So, take note for spectrophotometer, more absorption. If damo, mas ma-absorb, meaning mas damol ang sample, no? Higher concentration ang substance. Okay? So, pag higher ang iyang absorption, no? Damo siya ma-absorb, less light lang magawa, higher ang concentration sa substance. So, mas taas man ang value sang aton nga result. Okay? Next, gel electrophoresis. Ginata pa rin siya gina-discuss. So, gel electrophoresis involves running a current through a gel containing the molecules of interest. Inside the gel, there are pores. These pores will act like a sieve. That's why there is separation of large and small fragments because there is pores inside the electrophoresis. So smaller molecules again will move faster than the larger molecules. And also take note, because of the current as well, we have to take note that electrophoresis also separates sample according to their attraction, no? So, for the negatively charged molecules, Din sila makadto, they will go or they will move toward the positive end. Kay opposite attracts. Pero if the sample is positively charged, they will move towards the negative end. So, mo pag inantandaan natin sa electrophoresis. So, electrophoresis separates the sample based on size, also based on charges. Okay, so think of the electrophoretic gel like a strainer. So the smaller pieces will pass through easily and the big ones will get stuck. Okay, so as you can see here in the sample, no, in the illustration, again, ang diri sa pinakababaw, guys, this is our starting point. So sa starting point, dira kita ma-insert sang sample. So pag insert mo sa sample dira, ang smaller DNA will move faster, mas mauna-una na sila diri sa finish line compared sa larger DNA. So, ang mga nagbilin diri sa may babaw, mga large DNA, ang diri sa dalom, ang mga small DNA. Next, we have the microplate reader. From the word micro, please take note, micro, it means small. So, basically, we are using here small plate, no? Microplate. So this is a lab instrument that would measure the chemical, biological, or physical reaction, and also the properties and analytes within the wells of the microplate. The the different microplate readers have different detection method. So the microplate reader could measure the absorbance, meaning ang color intensity, the fluorescence, and also the luminescence. Okay? So, ang kanamion sini guys, as you can see here in the picture, i-zoom in ta lang. So, amo ni siya mga microplate naton dira, microwells, no? Pwede mo na dira mabutang ang sample. So, kada microwell nga butangan mo dira, no, that could equal to one sample. So, it can process mga around 96 samples at a time. So, imagine kung may mga 50 kada ka samples gina-process a day, 'di ba? Hindi na awat kay syempre gagmay na lang nga sample ang kinahanglan mo and then isahan na lang bala ka process kapag process sa ila. Hindi na nga isa-isahon mo pa. So, man isa ka benefit sa mga microplate reader. And we have the cryoware and the autoclave. So how will we distinguish these two? Si cryoware, guys, this is just like a container. More of like container ni siya. Or storage. Or storage. And usually, basta mga storage gani, ang aton nga temperature here we are using is very low temperature. So, mga around -20 degrees Celsius or -80 degrees. Pero ang pinaka-common gid nga ginagamit is around -20 degrees. Nga gina-freeze ta mga samples naton for storage. It's because if naka-freeze siya, naga-slow down ang enzymatic reaction. Okay? So, mas ma-preserve ang life sang aton nga mga samples nga ginagamit. Okay? Meanwhile, si autoclave naman niya, this is not used for storage. This is used for sterilization. Sterilization. So, sterilization is just like a high form of disinfection. So, ano gina-sterilize natin? Of course, ang mga laboratory equipment. Kaya syempre, higko na siya. So, ang mga reusable nga mga lab equipment or sometimes, even ang mga inog-dispose nga lab equipment, before sila i-dispose sa environment, gina-sterilize ta anay kay para mapatay ang mga kagaw. Kang hindi na bala mag-spread all around the world. Okay, so muna siya. So, this autoclave uses high heat. No, si autoclave gagamit high heat, high pressure, and steam. Okay? So, it goes into the autoclave using what goes into the autoclave? Ang mga glassware naton yung ginagamit, culture media, instrument, biohazard waste, no? Anything na gusto naton i-sterilize. So again, for the cryoware, this is a storage. And for the autoclave, this is used as a this is used for sterilization of lab equipment. And that's the end of module 4. Okay, any questions regarding module 4? Clarification? 2, and 3. Kaya hindi niya naidala ang i-discuss na for today, that would be for the finals. After the exam week, expect nga mabaka-baka kita practical exam and at the same time quiz for module 3. Okay? So, please prepare properly for the practical exam and also for the exam. And also, guys, don't forget the deadline of your video presentation, ha? That would be 24 for module 1, 23, and 25 for module 3. Okay, so don't forget about the deadlines of the video presentation. So, we'll just keep you guys updated kung may mga changes man sa ato, no, when it comes to molecular biology. So, that's it for today. I'll see you guys around and good luck sa inyong exam. Bye, everyone!